Welcome back to the 100 Horror Films in 31 Days. We're talking about days 19 and 20, I believe. Yes, 19 and 20. And I got in a total of 5 films over these 2 days. First up, let's get the bad one out of the way. 1975's Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's hard to believe. It may be hard to believe. I don't know. I've never seen it till now. I'm not I don't like musicals. I really don't. I mean, there's some. I can't say that I just universally hate musicals, but in general, I don't like them. And this film is no exception. Uh, I will say that it wasn't annoying. I wasn't annoyed watching it, but I also didn't like it. Um, I think I'll be honest and say that if Tim Curry as Dr. Frankenfurter, if he wasn't in this movie, this would never be anything. This would just be garbage. He carried the movie, no doubt about it. Also, not a big fan of Susan Sarandon. I think she's way. I mean, I don't know who thought she had talent, but Jesus, I don't think she's a very good actress at all. The story is simple. It's a couple, including Barry Bostwick and Susan Sarandon, and they end up getting a flat tire, and they end up in this eerie mansion run by Dr. Frankenfurter, i.e., Tim Curry. And they go through, that's where you've got all these elaborate dance numbers and mad scientist type stuff. It's it for the 70s. I mean, it's very gay. It's very, it's transsexual stuff. I mean, of course, today it would be, it would be like watching it on a Disney Channel because it's so readily accepted. But in the mid 70s, this had to be. And of course, I was 10 years old when this came out. This had to be earth shattering for for the dispensations of people back then. I mean, I can't imagine what the average adult thought of this movie. It's directed by Jim Sharman, who did The Night Prowler 1978. And that's a movie I want to see. I haven't seen I he also did Shock Treatment. And then he did some other films I've never really heard of. Shirley Thompson versus the Aliens. Strange stuff. Uh, Mainly a theatrical director, and I could see the influences of theater. This is about theater, and I can honestly see, why this film was popular, and why this film, particularly on a late night theater showing with people dressed up. I get it. It's not that I'm not so old that I don't get it. It's just not anything that I was really cared about. I think after 45 minutes of it, I was like, looking at my clock, trying to see how long this is going to go. This is not a film, in my opinion, for people that are going to just watch it by themselves. This is a participative. I don't know why I can't say that. Participative movie. This is definitely an audience participation type film. At any rate, not my cup of tea, but I can't bash it like I did Anna and Apocalypse. I can see a pathway to where someone might like that. Next up, I watched When Evil Lurks from 2023. This is a Spanish film directed by Damien Rugna. He also did Satanic Hispanics, Terrified, which is it's a great movie too. Terrified. This film This film is a masterpiece, in my opinion, an absolute masterpiece. It was actually made in Argentina. It's about residents of a small rural town that discover a demon is about to be born among them. But the trick here is that if you kill the body of the demon, the body that the demon is possessing, you will take on the demon. Uh, it is just a masterpiece. I think this film, along with Hereditary, which I gave a 10 out of 10, and I don't dole out 10 out of 10s. I think it's just a modern day masterpiece. Apparently, there is in production or in the early stages, if you will, is When Evil Lurks 2, and I sure as hell hope that they do it, because that is a hands down one of the best horror movies of all time, and certainly in the 2020s. Okay, Insidious, Chapter 3, 2015. When this challenge started, I didn't have any of the Insidious or Conjuring movies in my queue, and I don't know how I got off into left field, but I decided that I was going to rewatch the Insidious franchise. I think it's because I haven't seen Red Door yet, and so I wanted to revisit all the films. I got to tell you, I like them all. I like them all, including Insidious 3. I gave it a 7 out of 10. This film is predominantly, again, I think I talked about it in the last video, Lin Shaye is the Insidious franchise. Lin Shaye's performance is fantastic. The rest of the cast is not so memorable, so I can't give this a super high rating, but I did give it a 7 out of 10. What this film really is a backstory of the Lin Shaye character, and of course we're delving deeper into the further realm where the dead people reside. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I like the character. Some people say, why do we need a backstory? Why do we need a prequel? Well, you don't. But I also think that if it's done well and in the interest of developing the characters, I'm all about it. If anybody's watched my videos over any period of time knows, characters is what drives whether I like a film or not. It can have scares, but scares without good characters is not going to do it for me. I'll take good characters, good story, good development of characters over scares any day, which is probably why, I do like, there's a number of dramatic films that I like as well. This film has scares, but they're not really that scary. It's more of a character study and a backstory. And I was down for it. I loved it. Next up, we're going to go to the 20th. First up is Nosferatu 2024. This is the Robert Eggers remake. And Robert Eggers is a fantastic director, of which I would say The Witch is my favorite movie he's done. I like The The Lighthouse. I did like The Lighthouse as well. Not as much, but I did like it. I give this a 7 out of 10, and about the same rating, I think, for The Lighthouse. This stars Lily Rose Depp, I guess Johnny Depp's daughter, and she is the female protagonist in this. Basically, she's kind of the Mina of this film. Bill Skarsgård plays Count Orlok, and I will say this. I think of all the Dracula or Nosferatu films, I gotta say, I think Eggers nails it on this one. I think this to me, based on the Bram Stoker novel, the characterization of Dracula, I think this film comes the closest to representing what Dracula vision was. And Bram, if we knew what Bram Stoker, if he lived today to talk about it, I'd be interested in hearing his thoughts. But in my opinion, this comes closest to the novel in terms of the character of Dracula, what he looked like, mannerisms, that type of thing. Now, having said that, I can't rate this film highly. I think it's a visual masterpiece. I think it's beautiful to look at, atmospheric, all those things. The issue I have with it is it's too long. Over 2 hours is way too long. And I'll be more specific. I think it's too long because it delves too deeply into the Mina, or the Ellen Hutter character, and she basically takes on this possession role, the influence of Nosferatu or Orlok on her character prior to when she well, it's a spoiler, but if you haven't seen Nosferatu, I don't know what's wrong with you. But so it really is not much of a spoiler. Obviously, the Lily Rose Depp character, the only way to stop Nosferatu would be to seduce him and keep him overnight until the sun comes up, which is kind of how it wraps up. But there must be 20 to 30 minutes easy of her, getting influenced by Nosferatu from afar and going through some kind of a possession type thing. And I don't think she's a strong actress. I just don't think she pulls it off. And I just feel like it slows the film down. That sub story just doesn't work. I don't think it works. And I think that's really why it felt like the 2 hours felt like a very long 2 hours, is because of that sub story. So yeah, I give it a 7 out of 10. Is it as good as the original Nosferatu? Hell no. Is it as good as the Klaus Kinski version? Hell no. The Werner Herzog directed film? Absolutely not. Both those films are a 10 out of 10. They're masterpieces. I actually slightly prefer, maybe more than slightly prefer, Klaus Kinski's portrayal and Werner Herzog as director over F.W. Murnau and Max Schreck. But maybe at that point, you're kind of splitting hairs, honestly. So yeah, good film. I liked it. I bought the Blu-ray. And then last up is Insidious: The Last Key, 2018. And this is the fourth film of the franchise. We go into a deeper dive into Lin Shaye's character, the backstory. It was well acted, good story. But again, I mean, Lin Shaye, she carries the series. It just seems like she's such a consistently good actress that she kind of just catapults the film to a 7 out of 10 just because of how good she is, Yeah, I enjoyed The Last Key. Is it scary? No. Is it a good character study and an exploration of the further? Yeah, all those things apply. So I do think that it's a good film. I give it a 7 out of 10. So far with Insidious, I have to say Insidious Chapter 2 is my favorite of the films so far. Not by much. The first film's obviously a classic, but I do slightly prefer the second film. Okay, well, I've talked and rambled enough. What do I have for the 21st? I've got the Insidious, The Red Door, so we're finally there. I've got Cruel Jaws, which is a subset selection. And then Blair Witch. either the original or the remake. I haven't decided which one I'm gonna rewatch. Okay, so appreciate you watching. Thanks.